I'm assuming those lenders are primarily community banks. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
That was my understanding for self-storage in terms of the lending options. In multifamily, of course, you have various options, whether it's CMBS, Lifeco, Fannie, Freddie, HUD. But my understanding for self-storage was that the community banks are kind of the way to go because they really understand that particular
Yeah,
submarket.
the community banks are good. I mean, because it has a slow lease up, it fits better with a community or a mid-size regional lender. Now, once you have a stabilized portfolio, the options start to be similar. So Lifeco, CMBS, it's just they would like to see a more stabilized product. They view that lease up as a risk. And so absorbing that risk is they feel better suited for a smaller lender. The benefit of self-storage is that during inflationary times, our leases are all month to month. And so as costs are increasing, we're able to pass those costs on a monthly basis versus maybe a tenant being stuck in a 1-year or a 5-year lease where those cost increases can't be passed on.
Do you guys also employ dynamic pricing then for new renters coming in?
We do. Yeah, so our prices are changing hourly based upon market data, based upon input from our management team. We use an algorithm system through a third party that helps us constantly be reviewing rates to make sure that we're meeting the market or beating the market in the case of wanting to lease a property up.
Going back to, the hypothetical we were talking about, if you get the entitlements and you get your pricing and everything looks like a go, do you have a prototype that you like to build, or is it just all dependent on a particular site?
The goal has always been to have a prototype, and it never works. So, with storage, because we're kind of a redheaded step kid, we're always dealing with triangles and weird odd lots, and because we always try to wedge ourselves into where nobody wants us. And so because of that, we're always dealing with shapes that are just different. It makes it challenging. It's why it's not for everybody. That's what's kind of fun about it, is every project is independent and individual, and you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. But that's the other thing of understanding a market too, because you're trying to understand what type of facility are you going to bring into that submarket. Some need more climate controlled, some need more non-climate controlled, some need more larger units, some need more smaller units. So that's where you really get into the nuances of what a market really needs, is really undersupplied in. And we want to satisfy that supply, and we want to do it at a very high level because ultimately we want to charge a premium for our product, right? So we want to take what a lot of times is a commodity and add great service and add a great facility to this commodity so that we can charge a premium for it.
That makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people are willing and able to pay for a higher level of customer service, which it sounds like you place an emphasis on.
And I think too that that's going to be even more important over the next 5 to 10 years. I think for a period of time from COVID through maybe earlier this year, people gave customer service a break. They kind of said, you know what, everyone's going through something. You don't need to have good customer service as long as it shows up, right? As long as my meal gets to the table, as long as it gets delivered to my doorstep, that's good enough. Well, I think what's going to separate companies is who's willing to take the time and effort to do the little things to improve customer service. That's going to leave everyone else behind. Because in the end, people want to do business with companies and people that make them feel good and make them feel appreciated. And that's not a grand task. That's a please. That's a thank you. That's a I'm sorry it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. That's a good lighting. It's the little things.
That I agree, and it's similar in the apartment world. So like our leasing team, for example, is both local and remote in the Philippines. And what our property manager did was she sent everyone a mirror and with a note that just said, don't forget to look at the mirror and smile when you answer the phone. So just the little things. And it's a part of the reason why Chick-fil-A, for example, it always has a line in the drive-through because they're polite. They do the
Right.
little things and they do it well.